also. And since Jim is executing the piece, he is our gaffer, our master blower. In the early days of glass houses, your gaffer would never leave the bench. He'd have about 4 or 5 servitors, who is Frank in this presentation, bringing him everything he needs. Now, he would have been the highest paid gentleman in the glass house. The servitors would have ranged between 12 and 14-year-old boys working in these glass houses in the early days of glass. Now, back out of the furnace, compress the piece, compress the decoration in by rolling it on the marver, which is that silver table. Inflate that a little bit more. Now, Jim's going to bring this around so you can have a look. We ask that you just remain still. He will not touch you with it. Resist that urge to reach out there and grab it either. Might be able to feel the heat coming off of it as it goes by. You're still looking at around 1800 degrees. Now he's also giving it time to stabilize also before he goes back in for his next gather of glass. Now this is going to be an encased nail seed decoration. That means exactly what it says. He's going to encase that in his next gather. And when he comes out of the furnace, he's going to roll in the shaping block on the corner of our marver. Now when he first comes out, it's going to appear that the decoration has disappeared. But as the glass starts to cool and darken, it'll start to reappear again. He'll roll it in the block and remove any distortion, start giving it a basic shape. He'll inflate it a little bit more, make sure he still has that channel, making it all the way to the piece. See, there's a little more of an abundance on the end of the blowpipe this time, to the second gather. Now, every time the glass blower goes into the furnace to get glass, it's called a gather. He'll make his way back to the bench, he'll take the jacks, these holes here. You'll cut a channel all the way around the outside of the piece, just on this side of the head of the blowpipe. That channel will give Jim an idea about where the piece will come off in the blowpipe later on. Now you have to be able to keep the piece on center also, and continuing to rotate the blowpipe. We're always fighting the laws of gravity. When the glass is extremely hot, it's extremely mobile. If Jim were to stop for a good amount of time with the rotation, gravity sets in, the piece sags, and runs right off at the end of the blowpipe. Inflate that a little bit more, using gravity to your advantage by bringing the blowpipe up. Elongate that just a bit. Now we try to give you folks a heads up if you have a camera, a little photo opportunity possibly coming up. In a few moments, Jim and Frank are going to meet over at the marver. On that stainless steel plate, we're going to drop some melted glass onto that plate. We're going to let it form into a wafer or a disc. We're going to attach that to the bottom, possibly for our foot or for another decoration. Again, the glass moves very nicely when it's hot. Even when you're trying to inflate it, it does. If it has cooled too much, you could try to inflate this piece until you pass out. The glass is not going to move. You got to make sure it's nice and hot to be able to work with it properly. Okay, heat that back up just a bit. Now you see behind our trailer there's 2 white propane tanks. That's how we operate our Lear and our furnace. We use about 35 gallons of propane a day, but thanks to Service Electric Cablevision, they've provided us with all of our propane needs for this week. Now a little more centrifugal force, still continuing the rotation of the blowpipe in this palm to elongate it some more. Also the Hampton Inn over in Fogelsville, PA, they've comped 3 rooms for us for 10 nights. So when we're done here at the end of the day, we do have a place to sleep. Our group here, we are a volunteer educational outreach program from the Wheaton Arts Center, which is located in Millville, New Jersey, about halfway between Philadelphia and Cape May. You ever heard of Vineland, New Jersey? It's right next to Vineland. God bless you. Whatever that was. Redefine that cut down just a bit. Gives Frank the okay. We're going to meet over at the marver. And here comes that disc of glass. When it has that bright orange color, it's telling us it's around the 2,000, 2,100 degree mark. Let that run onto the plate. Jim's satisfied with the amount. He'll clip off what he wants. Okay. Not quite round enough, or as to Jim's liking, so we're going to try another one. So, For that couple moments, you see Jim went back into the furnace to flash the piece again just to heat it back up. They want to line that close to a center as possible. Now, hot glass sticks to hot glass instantly, and nothing sticks better. But Jim returned to the furnace. Heat up that disc of glass. As we mentioned, this may be turning out to be another decoration or the foot for our piece. Now, if it is the foot, that's known as a drop foot. It means exactly what it says. You're dropping the melted glass onto that plate and using that as your foot. You cut that down, separate the foot from the body a little bit. Once we dent the center and make it concave. Now we dent the center of it for a couple reasons. First is what you're seeing down here, obviously, is the bottom of the piece. You work on the bottom first. When we're ready to work on the top, it's tough to work on the top because it's still attached to the blowpipe. So we got to transfer the piece off of the blowpipe onto this